Welcome, errants, sojourners, truth seekers, free thinkers. So today I've come across some more information about the Quran and the reality of this construct, and I thought to share it with you since a lot of you came from Jason's channel to seek knowledge, as we all seek knowledge. So I hope you enjoyed this offering, and I look forward to learning from you also. I truly believe that many of us have different perspectives on what the truth is, but the way I see the truth is that it will be found and it will be seen from many different angles. As the famous samurai, warrior and philosopher Miyamoto Musashi says, there are many paths to the top of the mountain, but the view is just the same. So when approaching this topic, I would like to state that I'm not here to promote flat earth or any of these ideas or movements, because it is not my place to promote movements or collectives. We're all individuals on this journey, individual souls, and I just want to provide knowledge and information from where I feel I can offer and contribute to everyone's journey. So to begin with, Surah 2 verse 22, it says, "Who made the earth for you a floor and the sky a structure, and sent down from the sky water, then brought forth thereby fruits as provision for you. So make not equals to God when you know." Now, going into the word furash or furashan, as it states, al-arda furashan, the earth for you a floor. The Arabic language has many different meanings to the word that's used, but it's within the context of the topic or whatever subject is being spoken about. So here it's talking about the earth as a furash. Now furash could be a cover. It could also mean a frame or a couch. And when I say a couch, it's like the old meaning is a frame where like it's a flat frame where it's sieved, when the flour of the grain is sieved. So I found that use, and I use the word floor because it's the best word I feel is appropriate out of all the words, because they all essentially mean, in the most general sense, it means spread out. And here it also says, and the sky a structure, buna'an. Buna'an means a building or built up. So here it's implying structure. Building, buna'an, means structure. And where there is a structure, there is a construct or construction. God of this Quran is clearly describing something that is reminiscent of a level earth and a structured sky, a sky with a structure that's held up, because where there's a building, it needs to be held up by something, and not what NASA implies or tells us. Just to relay the knowledge and information stated in the Quran. Moving on. Surah 21, verse 30 to 33. Have not those who ignore warning considered that the heavens and the earth were stitched together? Then we ripped them apart and made of water every living thing. Will they then not believe? And we made in the earth firm mountains, lest it sway with them, and we made therein mountain passes as ways, that they might be guided. And we made the sky a roof, protected, but they from its proofs are turning away. And he it is that created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon, each in a circuit swimming. Some very detailed and interesting verses here. First, it implies that the heavens and the earth were stitched together. And when you read that as a stitching, means it's joined together. There's two structures joining together. So I find that very interesting in terms of how the Quran describes the heavens and the earth being stitched. And verse 32 gives you a bit of an insight. So it says, the sky a roof protected. Now, I don't know how you wish to interpret that, but to me it's very clear, because in Arabic it says saqfan mahfuzan, which means a roof protected. So it implies where there's a roof, there is a limit, there is a ceiling, and it's protected. There is a protection there that God made. But they from its proofs are turning away. Again, going back to the whole NASA deception. And I'm sure some of you who have researched into the flat earth, videos that are out there, you can see clearly like some of the rockets that will hit this protected dome, or when you see the rockets that are being launched supposedly into space, they're always curving back down into the earth. And it's interesting to state the sun and the moon each in a circuit swimming. So they're in a circuit swimming, and that goes back to the Hermetic principle, as above so below. Swimming implies waters being above in the sky, and as above so below. Most of our realm, there's more sea, there is more water on earth than there is land, so that implies water is also above. But it could also imply that there could be earth above too. So brings up some questions when reading this corpus, this text, this holy text. And circuit to me also implies some sort of circuitry. So when you're thinking about programming or computer terms, when something is in a circuit. But also one can see it, one swims in a circuit which is a circular motion. As you can see in the picture here, the circuit of the sun and its movements throughout the year. Surah 40, verse 64. God it is who made for you the earth a fixed logic, and the sky a structure, and formed you and made good your forms, and provided you with good things. That is God your Lord, so blessed be God, the Lord of all creation. So here we see that the earth is a fixed lodging and the sky a structure. This further implies that we are living on a fixed plane, what we call earth, according to the Quran. Surah 41, verse 12. And he determined them 7 heavens in 2 days, and instructed each heaven in its command. And we adorned the lower heaven with lamps and as protection. That is the determination of the Exalted. So here we have more details. There are 7 heavens, which implies 7 layers in our sky, and each layer has its command. This implies, again, for me, according to my interpretation, when you instruct and you command something, there is a programmer here. There is programming involved, a code that's being input for something to function, just like we do with robots. Very, very interesting that it's mentioning the lower heaven is adorned with lamps and as a protection. So when we see lamps, that implies the stars, the sun, and the so-called planets, and the moon. Again, the moon is another thing. I'm not going to go into that here. See what it's implying here. Lower heaven means the lower heaven. Out of the 7 heavens, there are lamps. And lamps means more than one, so that's why my interpretation is based on that conclusion. Going back to the 7 heavens and their commands, I found the number 7 very interesting. So I'm sure some of you are aware who have a bit of geographical knowledge about our sky. You have the troposphere, you have the stratosphere, you have the mesosphere, you have the thermosphere, the ionosphere, and the magnetosphere. And this is widely known in science today. So I find that fascinating for a text, even though we only have records of it from the 8th and 9th century, not from Muhammad's time. It's still a fascinating fact. Surah 50, verses 6 to 7. Have they not looked at the sky above them, how we have built it and made it fair, and it has no rifts? And the earth, we spread it out and cast therein firm mountains, and we caused to grow therein every delightsome kind from 2. Again, some more fascinating verses here. Here again, it mentions the sky being built, and to add specifically, it says it has no rifts. Now, when you look up the word rift in the dictionary as a noun, it's a shallow area in a waterway, or it's the backwash of a wave that has broken upon a beach, or 3, a fissure, crack or opening. So to me, that word implies there is no crack or fissure or opening, that it's self-contained. The sky cannot be breached, and that is the way it was created. Again, the earth being spread out is mentioned here, and yeah, there's quite a few verses, but I wanted to draw your attention to verse 6 in particular in Surah 50. Surah 51, verses 47 to 48. And the heaven we built it with might, and we are wealthy. And the earth we spread it out. How excellent are those who level. So these 2 verses in particular are quite interesting together. Again, it's built with might, and the earth spread out again. How excellent are those who level, again implying a level field or a level plane or a level realm. So that's what it's saying to me here. I don't know about you, but this is what it's appearing as here in these verses. Tying that in with Surah 55 verse 7, and the heaven, he raised it and he set up the balance. So again, the sky, the heaven, it's raised, and there is a balance that cannot be interfered with in terms of its construct of this realm. Whether you see this reality as a simulation or whether you observe and make the observation as a free-thinking, deprogrammed individual. Coming to the final verse in this presentation, Surah 65 verse 12. God is he who created 7 heavens, and of the earth their like, the command descending between them, that you might know that God is over all things powerful, and that God has encompassed all things in knowledge. Again, the 7 heavens. What grabbed my attention about this particular verse is it's saying here that not only is 7 heavens created, but that of the earth as well, and of the earth their like, the command descending between them. So this is very deep because it's the first mention I've heard about the earth also having 7 layers in the context of the Quran, of course. Now, what does that mean in terms of the layering of our earth? So there's 7 layers below, and this again makes one wonder what is below our feet, and we haven't explored much or dug down too much, although there are more and more things being discovered. But how deep does the earth go? Because the sky goes pretty high too. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'll see you next time in the next simulation, in the next video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.